Hello, good morning, and
Welcome to
welcome
Bright
to
Horizons
Bright Horizons
with
with our special guest, my brother, David Lopez.
Dr.
Yay!
David.
David's finally on our show, and we've only been trying to get you here for how many months? But it was meant to
Years.
be. Yeah, that's right.
Years.
Years. It was meant to be. So we're happy to have you, David. And
Happy
our
to be
show
here.
today, yeah, our show today is going to be our journeys and the grace of God, by the
Yes.
grace of God. So,
Amen.
amen. So, Jim, take it away.
Okay, got some birthdays we want to recognize
Yeah.
today. A dear friend of mine, Sue Heller. Happy birthday, Sue. And Natasha Peacock, who used to work with me. Natasha's
Yes.
birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Tomorrow is Debbie Berman. And then Bill
Happy-
Conda is on Tuesday, the same day as
Yes,
me.
I know.
And then our dear Angela Kaufman is coming up this week.
Yes. Okay.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And my Katie Toohey Sharp, our cousin David, Betty's daughter, our cousin Katie. Happy birthday
Oh,
today.
yeah. Happy birthday.
But somebody very, very, very special. Not that you're all not special, but our Mr. Jim Chiappi, our one and only Mr. Jim
Thank you,
Chiappi.
thank you.
Jim, happy birthday, Jim.
Thank
Take
you.
it away. Tuesday is
Ha-
Jim's birthday. Here we
All
go.
right, well, let's sing. Happy birthday
Birthday
to
to
Jim.
you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday, dear Jim. Happy birthday to you. Hey,
Thank
Hey.
you.
All right. Special birthday for a special person. And happy birthday to each and every one of you. God bless you. Mwah.
I had a
Okay.
professional singer sing me happy birthday. What a compliment that is. Thank you, David.
you're welcome.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy. Music is something that keeps us going, right, David? Growing up, that's all
Absolutely,
we
it
ever
was
had around
it
us.
was quite a lifestyle for us. Actually, at an early age. You remember?
Oh,
We
yeah.
we had our first band, and we were just little.
Oh
that
my
big.
God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was
Can I
Debbie-
tell you, David, it's like it was like yesterday. We got so excited as kids. What we would do is I would wear a grass skirt and David would have the bongos, and then our other friends that we grew up with, and mom and dad would be in the background like applauding us, and we thought we were going places, and we just had a ball, But in our household, it was always music, never-ending music because of Uncle Trini,
Right.
and
Right.
the parties that mom and dad gave, and the forever birthday party, just a lot of fun growing up. So it's either we had David playing the drums or me doing the bongos, dad playing the drums. It was always music.
I
in our
remember I was 6 years old when I got my first professional drum set. As
Really?
David, oh my
beautiful, yeah.
God, yeah.
Wow,
You-
that's
you-
Years old. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
you
was
learned it
amazing.
the only problem is dad had a headache. He's like, I don't know if I made a mistake by doing this.
Yeah, the neighbors. We had a neighbor thing for a while, but that after a while they got to like it. Then of course with the pizzeria, we gave out free
Yeah,
pizzas,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that took care of that problem.
That's right.
Finesse.
Yeah,
Yeah. New York City back then it's just remarkable. It's like it was yesterday.
Mhm,
Talk about my
absolutely.
favorite eating. It really, it's just, remember the little individual shops. You had the deli, you had the laundry, the Chinese laundromat. Then you had Dad's Pizza Parlor, and you had all these wonderful places that you could just literally just walk one after another. And
It was quite
I miss
amazing.
those
It was good.
days.
Yes.
I do miss
Yeah.
those days. Yeah.
I do too, and of course that site that you see on Facebook, the Inwood, it brings back a lot of memories. We
Yes,
have a
yes.
picture of the pizza place, and a lot of people have been weighing in on that too, and they remember. Yeah,
Yeah.
What's
always
there now?
remember a good pizza. Yeah,
What's there now? Is there some pizza still pizza?
It's the same place. It's called
it's still
Pizza
Pizza
Haven.
Haven. Yeah, but of course, they're saying the pizza's never going to be the same as it was once
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had it. Yeah, it was definitely one of
It's
the best pizzas. And
It's
back then,
amazing
the
that
pizzas
it's
were
still
25 cents a slice.
Yeah.
I would have, I'm going to forward you the photos. In fact, I don't have this on Facebook, Jim, but back then, could you imagine 25 cents a slice? And today, what is it, $20 for a whole pie? And that's not even including all the toppings. But Dad's Pizza Place used to have, a line of people surrounded around the building. On the street down Broadway. It was phenomenal. A little pizza place like it was created such a revenue, such a big, how do you do, and of course, Dad did a lot of supporting as far as, Little League baseball. He was very generous.
Yes,
A lot
that's
of
true. He
charity
sponsored
work,
the pizza place sponsored a lot of
The church,
area
all the
events and
churches.
stuff. Yeah, that was really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, he believed in that. He was a big believer in that, Dad, and he did awesome.
Beautiful memories.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
So,
did you study music, David?
Well, actually, that's I've done it. I did it all by ear. And when Trini got famous, he's been my inspiration ever since.
yeah.
And I picked up everything, even in guitar. I mean, I play drums, guitar, saxophone, I play a little
Wow.
piano.
All by
It's
ear.
all by
Yeah.
ear, and it's just a love. It's my heart. It was just the way it happened, and it all started with drums, of course. And then when Trini got famous, I picked up guitar and I followed him. And
Yeah.
he was my inspiration. He was a great mentor to me.
Yes.
Even today, if I'm at a party or something, I'll pick up the guitar and just do Trini style, and everybody knows Trini, that was him.
Let's hear a little more. Let's hear a little more.
All right, I'll do some Trini strumming for you.
Okay.
Come on, Uncle Drew. Let's go.
Put your hands together.
Got it. Here we go. I had a hammer in the morning, hammer in the evening, all over this land. A hammer had danger, a hammer had warning. Oh, what happened about the love between my brothers and all over this land.
That's right. That was one of his big hits. Yeah. And
Oh,
anybody
man,
hears that strumming, of course, Trini had a style of his own, and
yeah, he sure did. I'll tell you.
he really did. It
I
was
don't know.
and so many people, even the major artists. Of course, he was discovered from Frank Sinatra discovered
Yeah.
him, walked into PJ's Lounge, and
Yeah.
Trini was just a nightclub act at the time, and Frank walked in and liked him, and he went in with
I didn't know that history. That's good to know.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, and then I think it was within 3 days, he had him signed up with Reprise Records, and that was
Reprise,
it.
that's right.
Then he took off, and then got into movies, and it was
Yeah.
it's just it was a God thing, and of course,
Sinatra was behind the Dirty Dozen, as a matter of fact, with Trini.
yeah.
Yeah.
Trini played Dirty
He said,
Dozen.
you got to do the movie. You've got to do
Sinner
it.
Man is another one if people
He
want.
didn't say no to
Sinatra,
Sinatra. Put it that way.
yeah. That was with Dean Martin and him, and
Yeah.
Sinner
And
Man.
Trini was also considered
Sinner Man.
he was also considered an honorary Rat Pack member.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And then he got a Star of Fame in
Yeah.
Hollywood. Yeah, quite a great thing, in our lives.
His humbleness, though, with Uncle Trini it never ceases to amaze me. He was just so down to earth, and he would just reach out to anybody, and just he never let fame go to his head. He never allowed anybody to go without. He was there for you no matter what. And his love of tennis. I mean, he was known to literally stop the tennis game if you needed him. That's how he was. His
David, were you at the tribute to Uncle Trini that when he received the Connie Francis Legendary Award?
That was at the Hard Rock, I believe.
Yeah.
I wasn't there at the time. I was in Nashville.
Oh, okay.
I remember I was out there in Nashville doing
And I was sick
recording. I was recording out there, and I missed that one, but that was
'Cause my fiance performed at that.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I remember that now. I remember hearing that. That's right.
And what's really funny, because Jim's together with
He's quite the singer.
today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jim's together with Ann today, and who would ever know? Isn't it funny how I just can't get over that? It's just amazing how God is so amazing. The people that come into your life. Here, Annanello was actually in our lives before I knew you back then, Jim, but you didn't know Ann, I didn't know Ann. So here she is years later, and here she comes around, and Uncle Trini, she's there on stage with him. It was like a circle of life meant to be. It's strange but true. Beautiful. So thank you, Ann.
I'll tell her you said that.
Yes, yeah.
So
David, about your career, I don't know any about the history of your career. So you
my career as far as music, like I said, I've been playing drums a long time.
Were you in a group then, obviously?
I was in several groups. I played with top names. I played with local acts. I played a lot of recording sessions. Studio sessions when I was in Nashville were very good to me.
So you lived in Nashville?
I lived in Nashville for quite a few years. Yeah, I was out there. Yeah, good friend of mine out there, Michael Giaccona. He wouldn't mind me mentioning his name. He's a big producer out there in Nashville.
Yeah.
And he introduced me to a lot of people out there. And of course, being treated, related to Uncle Trini,
Right.
it opened up doors a lot quicker for me. And people, listen, it was just a really good time in my life.
Yes.
And I got to meet a lot of people, a lot of celebrities, and play with a lot of good celebrities in the studios. So yeah, I've been fortunate, and my life has been like this whole show. Yeah, you're doing, Debbie. It's all bright horizons. It's about, for me, it's a miracle. I live with miracles in my life. I had a liver transplant, I think a little over 2 years ago,
I can't get over how fast it's going.
and
It's
yeah,
amazing.
and it was quite a successful operation. And you just never know what life's going to bring you. And
Yes.
but through the grace of God, that I had survived that. And look, I'm just doing wonderful today. I do all my follow-ups, and yeah, very
I
very.
wanted to speak with you a little bit about that because I don't think the audience members probably know anyone who's had a transplant and
Yeah.
the challenges of finding the match. So can you go a little bit into that detail about how they contact
Yeah.
you when they think they have a match, and then how that?
Well, they when they explained to me the whole procedure of what I was going to have to do, basically they said have a bag ready, and they went through the donation list, and I get several calls. I mean, my wife Debbie would be um, uh, waiting, just patiently waiting. But I remember our first phone call. We were just, it was almost like having a baby. You get all excited, you're running out to the hospital with our bags.
I don't know about
You
that, but
know, but I'm just saying it was that kind of
but you're right.
excitement.
You're on
Right.
track. You're on track.
It wasn't like sad or bad or anything like that, because it was happy, because I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a liver. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
It's a life-saving thing for me.
Yeah.
So we treated it just like that. And I had several attempts to where they said they had a liver for me. Then when I got down to the hospital, there was issues to where the liver wasn't a match. And then I
And which
believe it was
hospital would you travel?
Miami Transplant
Wow.
Institution. Yeah.
Jackson Memorial, one of the
Jackson
best.
Memorial, yeah, very wonderful reputation.
So you drove all the way to Miami and then found out that there was not a match.
Yeah, several times we had done that. Then the
I
10th
think it was
donor,
9 times, right, JV? It was like
it
nine,
was
nine
nine. I
times.
think the 10th donor
Yes.
was a complete match, and then and that's when it happened. And
A lot.
yeah,
So was the match there at the hospital too, or did they at a different location and ship
it
it?
was at a different location. Of course, they shipped it in. They were coming in from different locations. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and it was may he rest in peace. It was a young man's liver that I received, and
Wow.
I think about that a lot. Having someone else's body part in you,
Right.
it took a little time for me to not accept it, but just feel comfortable
Right.
with that going on. So
And do they tell you who that is?
no, they wouldn't
Oh.
tell me. Just that he was a young boy.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I get male or female, the
yeah,
age.
it was
and,
me.
It
Yeah,
was up to the family, I guess,
yeah,
and because
yeah.
at the same time that they're
Of
grieving.
course, I would have liked to have known, sure,
Right.
but
And
no.
what age was he?
I think he was like 32 or something.
Yes,
He was
32,
young,
33,
very
yeah.
young. And the
Yeah.
doctors who kept saying, "You got a young liver, you're going to live to 100." So
I remember feeling so like a nervous wreck because every time in a way
I
you're
remember you were feeding me like little
well
Q-tips of water when I got out of
because
surgery.
you're
I was
so
in
pitiful.
so much pain.
Every
I was
time I get a phone call and Greg and I would rush down to Miami, and whether it was a go or not, we just were always there. But the day of the surgery,
Mhm.
Q-tip swabs I was putting around your lips to
Yes,
moisten
yes.
because you're completely
I
dry.
was so thirsty.
And I had videos and all that, and it was just watching you. I was like, "Oh my God, this is just a miracle of God!" Because
They never told
you're getting hurt.
they never told me that I was going to endure a lot of pain, and I did that for a reason. But
Well, yeah.
it was quite the experience, and there
Right.
was nothing they could have gave me. Right, it was something I had to self heal.
Yes.
So I prepared myself. I had to become mentally strong.
Right.
Mhm.
So I did a lot in a short period of time to overcome that. But today,
You had
it's just
some
complete
scar. It looked like Frankenstein. The staples. Woof.
yeah. Oh,
You showed me,
I'd
Jim.
show you
You
now,
showed
but
me, like, oh my God, no, I couldn't believe it. I took pictures of it, and
I still have a
how
little
you
slice.
endured
It's a
that
story.
is-
I thought about getting a tattoo there.
oh, I don't know. Wow, that was some large opening. Incredible.
And do you have to take medication?
I'm on a medication right now. It's anti-rejection medicine. I'll have to take for the rest of my life. It's
Okay.
just it's protocol whether you have a heart transplant or any
Right.
kind of transplant. It's a medication everybody takes, and it's something I do every day.
You had
Yeah.
wonderful
It's a
doctors.
preventive. Oh yeah, the best. They're world. Yeah, great. Anybody that
Thank
knows
God for
about the
Debbie, your
Miami.
wonderful wife, who is right by your
Yes, I am
side.
totally blessed to have Debbie in my life.
Yeah.
Wow. What an
Yeah.
experience for you, for Debbie, and for the whole family, for that fact.
Yeah.
It was really very, very, very.
But
I remember Dad always telling me, David, you got to marry a Jewish lady, and I did. And I'll tell you
You
what,
also
it's
married
been
Debbie.
a blessing. Yeah, to
Yeah.
Debbie.
Yeah.
Debbie is absolutely my inspiration. She's wonderful.
She's a good girl,
how
Debbie. I
many
love you,
years
Deb.
are you married?
We're married quite a few now. We're almost over 20. No, I'm only kidding. No. But yeah,
Seven, going on 7, right? Is it
yes,
7?
yeah.
I can't even keep
We
track.
we we have a really good life together.
Well, the Lord brought her into your life for a reason.
Absolutely, absolutely. I tell you what, she's been wonderful. She's my rock.
Yes.
You
We
know, I
all
love
need a
her.
rock in our life.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, and we've got little animals here too. We adopt senior animals. We have Ricky. I don't know where he is. I was going to have him say hello to you, but he's running around here somewhere.
He's a
He's
little fox
adorable.
terrier.
Yeah.
God
He's a
bless
cute
you for doing that. I want people to know that there are those adult animals that need to be rescued.
Absolutely, and we wouldn't do it any other way. Ricky
You and
came.
Debbie have always
We like
adopted.
to,
So kind.
right. We'd like to give them a chance to live their rest of their life.
Forever.
People just don't are not. There are beautiful people out there that do what we do, but
Right.
we just we had no trouble at all, no problem adopting Ricky.
So far, you've had what? 3? You've had 3 cats and little Ricky, right?
And little Ricky.
Don't adopt is what they're saying, right?
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
Do you go to a particular animal rescue all the time?
No, we have been dealing with one lady in general that works through rescuing animals, and she has been our support there. And she's, every once in a while she'll send us pictures of different animals and stuff. But we're looking for seniors.
Right.
We'll take on seniors, and it's just wonderful. I recommend it. And it just for Debbie and myself, it's been, they're our kids.
Right.
They're our kids.
They're fur babies.
Not for babies.
And they say you multiply the human years by 7. So Ricky, I guess, is 84 years old.
He's an old man. He is cute. He's adorable.
Yeah, he is adorable.
He looks like a puppy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's inside.
Can you get him? Is he sleeping?
Yeah, he's sleeping on the couch. I see him on the couch.
He looks like a puppy. It's amazing. I thought he was.
Yes, he does. He
That's
does.
because of the love that you give him.
Yeah, yeah. Christmas, he came over with Debbie and David, and they spent a couple of nights with us for the holidays. And he had his little Christmas outfit on, and he's so busy watching everybody. As you get up, he watches you, and he watches your every little move. He's very inquisitive. Such a personality.
Yeah.
He really is.
Now, David, when you were in Nashville, did you perform in all those live venues? Because Nashville's known on Broadway there for all those live
Yeah,
venues.
I also did singing too, and I had a nickname. They called me Big Daddy, and I played at the Bourbon Street Blues Bar there off of Broadway. It became quite a name out there. People were actually lining up. I was a blues singer. They line up, and I did all the original songs, and then copied a lot of blues artists, and something I did well. And it wasn't guitar, it wasn't drums. I sang. That's what It was a lot of fun. I love the blues. I love all music.
Yeah.
Did you actually play country too, since you're in Nashville at the time?
No, not really. But I've sat down with a few artists, like Vince Gill, Travis Tritt, a couple of them. I've been in the studios with a few of those guys. But nothing permanent. We mess around. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Nashville is a great town.
Now, how many?
You and James Brown. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
I feel good.
Yeah, and of course, my father was a very good drummer too. So I followed, his first. He was a great jazz drummer. I mean, one of the best. Yeah. So and he was friends with like Buddy Rich, Gene Kruger, all the famous drummers. So it's it was inevitable, I guess, for me to follow the footsteps, and I do it today. I mean, I do it. I also play at the Temple. We're a member of the Temple here in South Florida, and I play with a band called Door to Door. Great group, fantastic. So yeah, we enjoy that, and then anything else that comes along, I'm open.
Right.
No more touring, no, nothing like that. I'm 65.
Right.
I'm actually now I am officially on Medicare.
Woohoo!
Congratulations.
65 years old.
Where's my
Yeah.
tambourine?
Right. Yeah.
Woohoo!
How many songs have you written, or have you ever counted the number?
Actually, no, I had quite a few, but one in particular called "Going to Nashville." It's about artists. Everybody goes to Nashville. Almost everybody goes to Nashville to write a song, and that's basically what it is going to Nashville to write a song. I believe there's still a link on YouTube that has me performing that. Yeah, so I'm also in the beginnings and writing a book and just talking about my life story. And I've had people talk to me about doing a movie, and I'm in preparation. But I don't like talking about things until they're actually done.
Right.
But there's a lot of good things that I want to achieve, and I'm in the midst of doing that. Being 65, I want to leave something good behind. So yeah, so.
And the Lord guides you in that direction.
That's true. That's true.
Always.
That's true. We live a very clean life, and I also want to mention I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I've been in recovery over 7 years now.
Amen.
Congratulations.
And
He's been wonderful.
Yeah.
That just happens to be the time you've been married, which is wonderful for Debbie.
Yes, I met Debbie. Yeah.
Debbie and David, it was meant to be God's timing.
Yeah. That's right.
I'd love for you to play one of your original songs. I don't want to put you on the spot.
Going to Nashville.
I'll do a little bit.
Okay.
But, my voice is, I've had a cold and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, was the guitar coming in good? Well, it's early in the morning and driving down the road. Gonna stop at a honky tonk. Baby, doing it right. Cause we're going to Nashville, Music City, hey, yeah. Relax, baby. Hang on tight. Write a song. It's going to #1, yeah. Baby, going to Nashville. Baby, doing it right. That's how it goes. It goes on and on, but
that's just a little piece. There's a lot more to that.
Yeah, it's a two-stepping song. I also believe that two-step is very important in the country field. And I remember Billy Ray Cyrus wrote "Achy Breaky Heart."
I love that.
And he wrote a dance step to it and became world famous.
Who would ever think? You're right, David. Who would ever?
Yes, I also have a dance step with it too. But I never introduced the dance step, even though it's there. And I think I might even throw that in a box too. So there's a lot more to come with that too. So
you could have Debbie do the dance step for us.
That's right. That's right.
Incorporate her talents.
So another one of my enjoyments too, I love to cook. And of course, Debbie, we've been in the restaurant business for how many? God, we've had several
between
Italian
the
restaurants,
entertainment
pizzerias.
business with Dad and the restaurant business.
Yes,
it's all joined together. Yeah.
What are some of your favorite meals to cook?
I like Italian meals. I like doing, of course, the veal parmesans, the chicken parmesans, all kinds of pasta dishes.
The most fattening.
And homemade pizza is a good one, which I haven't done in a while. So it's a good idea. Maybe I will come up with a good homemade pizza for next week or something.
Do you need a special oven to make homemade pizza?
Not really. No, just low temperature. I recommend when you do it. Don't never overcook it. Yeah. But
brick oven.
Yeah, of course you want the proper pans for it if you're going to do a pan pizza or a regular, or you can buy pizza. They have mini pizza ovens you can get too, which I don't have, but we're regular little mini brick oven pizzas. That's what we're used to having from Pizza
Right.
Haven.
Did you ever work in your father's pizza shop?
Oh yeah, as a little boy, I used to make the cheese. I
Wow.
come home from
Dad made
school.
us feel very special. He did.
Yeah, I used to come from school, or on the weekends, I go to the back of the pizza place and I put on my
After your little league
apron.
games, after your little
Yeah,
league
yeah,
games.
and I'd put on my apron and I'd make the cheese, you know,
It's
uh, bundles of cheese, and of course the sauces. And his recipe was very simple, and the simple recipes are the winners.
Right.
All major like recipes you see from even top chefs, the recipes are
hmm
simple. When you try to complicate things, like say everything's spice, and it's simple. Keep it simple, especially with Italian food.
Right.
Yes, I
Mhm.
remember growing up too, Dad. I remember he paid me, I think it was 25 cents. He picked me up and I pretended to play with the register. And I went like
Right,
this to my forehead saying, oh, very hard work. And he laughed, but he always got us involved. All right, now
right,
sit down
right.
and ice, Debbie. David, okay. It was either David with the apron on or me playing with the register or whatever. But yeah, it was
Absolutely, yeah. He,
fabulous.
yeah, he was. He's. Let me tell you, he was very popular in New York.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
people who knew Johnny Lopez, he was almost, I would say, like the mayor.
Right.
Let's just give it a name, like the mayor.
Right.
Everybody liked Johnny,
If you will.
and he was. Yeah, he helped out. He helped everybody. He
He
was
did.
always there. He did. He helped everybody,
Yeah.
and I'm a true
Generous,
believer in it.
generous
Yes, very
Incredible.
spirit.
generous man. Absolutely. Very, very religious. We grew up
Always believed in faith.
Yes.
faith.
Didn't go a day
That's right.
without it. And always said, whether things are good, bad, and different, always keep your faith. Don't ever
Sure.
pray just because things are bad. You pray every day.
That's
And
right.
it was a must. And that's why it's instilled in each and every one of us. And I thank you so much for that. Both parents, mom and dad.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We miss him dearly.
Oh,
Yeah. We miss him
David, have you
dearly.
written any spiritual songs?
No. Even though I play with the guitar a lot, I have a few that I like from other artists
Right.
but that's something that's deep inside of me. But that's a good idea. You just gave me another good idea to do a spiritual song.
Well,
Um,
the
there's
reason I
so
mention it,
much in my life that would actually introduce a good song for me
yes,
to do that. Yeah, yeah, that's a good
uh,
idea.
my mother always used to say, "With the help of God." So after she'd say, "I'll see you next week with the help of God," or
Right,
anything with the help of God. So I
right.
was telling Anne, my fiance, that story, and we just wrote a song. Anne's a songwriter,
Hmm.
so we wrote a song together called "With the Help of God," and it's just a beautiful one. I'm so
Right.
proud of
I
Anne.
remember starting a song once. I never got to finish, but it was called I heard of a story about a man in heaven, and he sounds all right to me. He keeps me warm in the winter and cool in the summertime. Well, he's my God too. Oh, yes, he is. And then it just goes on and on. I
Right?
just get different things, kind of like an Elvis thing. Oh, yes, he
Yeah,
is.
that's good.
But
I like that.
Elvis was very big with spiritual songs too, so that gave me
yes.
the idea. So
Uncle
my
Trini
God,
as
it would
well.
be
Yeah.
my God too. So I'm going to work on that
Yes.
too, and then maybe get back on the show and perform it for you. That'd be
I'd
nice.
love you to do that because the Lord directs us in certain ways,
Right.
Amen.
and it's
Amen.
beautiful to share your personal experience that you're in that song, that you're sharing that with
Absolutely.
others.
Absolutely.
Yeah, beautiful.
What's life without having another? I mean, we take nothing for granted. Every one of us, like our blessings are just countless,
Yeah,
countless. And the things that you take for granted as you get older, you just don't. Remember what it was like as a child? You could hardly wait to get your license, get behind
Hmm.
that wheel and drive and go here and do everything was just like, okay, let's go, go, go. And as you get older, it's like, okay, wait a second, let's stop it here. Just let's cool it a little bit, calm down a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot that, and Jim, you and I talked so many times about age just being a number. Like David, you
yeah,
were saying, you're 65. You're 65 young. Okay, so
It is just a
it
number.
is just a number. It is. And, so many times it's just, and it doesn't matter what you've accomplished in your life, whether it all is relevant, it all makes sense, it all entwines together. And it only gives you that room to become better and stronger, as you
yes,
get older. So you just tack it on to everything that you've done. to make you stronger and better. That's all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I watched all your shows, and it's just amazing that Bright Horizons. So what a perfect name. You know.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's
It's
our
just nice to be
show.
able to share a little bit of myself. Absolutely.
Well, we're glad you were finally able to join us
Yes.
because we've been wanting you to be with us for so long. I wanted to mention our book again that we love, Out of My
About
Memories
Marie
of Heart, Marie Pin Schmidt. And the essay I wanted to read today is so appropriate because it's finding joy in a creative life. And your life, David, has been a creative one. And
Yes.
beautiful that you actually share it with the world. So I wanted to just read a little bit of this. One definition of creativity is the act of making, inventing, or producing something new, rather than imitate or bring something original into being. What is your closet of unrealized dreams? Let's scrounge a little in that spiral notebook of short stories abandoned in a card box with other paraphernalia, about that violin your parents saved pennies to buy to encourage your musical talent. Was that beautiful instrument pushed aside for more practical or easier means of entertainment? Were you happy to discard that dream? Did you caress the lines of the body with your hands and whisper, sorry, maybe some other day? Did it bring sadness to your soul to put it aside? Does it still haunt you when you're feeling down? So what can a stymied creativity do? First, you can acknowledge and claim your creative desires and accept the fact that great things are accomplished in small steps. Be honest with yourself. Focus on what will fulfill those dreams and go for it. With new technology, almost anything is doable. You know exactly what part of your life is fulfilled and what part is screaming to be recognized. Take the second step, and pretty soon you'll feel the joy that nothing else can stop you. Find the time you told yourself you didn't have by giving up perfectionism. Even more important, encourage creativity in family members by giving them joy and accomplishing their own tasks. So just wanted to share that because
That's
David,
beautiful.
you're so creative.
Beautiful. Very nice. Thank you.
David, you're so creative and you have to share your talents with the world.
Thank you. I try to do the best on that. Yes, absolutely.
And that's from our beautiful Marie Pin Schmidt, her book of essays.
Marie
Her
Pinch, yeah. Nice.
And you're always spot on, Jim. You pick the perfect essay each and every time. I love it. I love it.
Well, I wanted to recognize David. I'm so impressed with you and your creativity.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the Lord saved you to be with us. So
that's right.
He has more that He wants you to do and share your talents with the world.
So people telling me, they said they got me here for a reason, and so you know I'm taking off with it. So more good to come.
Yeah, what's the one thing, David, that you would say to anybody who's facing the unfortunate decision, well, not decision, or in this position that you were in, having a liver transplant? What's the one thing that you would say to them from your heart of hearts, being that you've been through it yourself? What is the one thing that you would want them to know in their heart?
Definitely trust in your God, and just do it. I mean, I wasn't much to think about. It happened, and I wanted a solution to move on, and it was inevitable. I needed a surgery, so of course I prayed to God and to give me the strength, and He did. And I just encourage everybody just to go, have faith and know that God's with you.
You're an inspiration. You're an inspiration to us, David.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yay.
And I love this show.
Okay.
What a difference a day makes, and what a
difference a day makes. And because I don't have the tambourine, David's on you now. So you know how the song goes. You can join in with us, or you could strum along, whatever you want to do. Okay?
What are we going to do? Sing happy birthday to everybody again?
No, what a difference a day makes.
Oh.
What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours
brought the
sun and the flowers
where there used to be rain.
What a difference a day makes. And the difference is you.
And you, David.
You, David. You and you.
And Debbie.
and Debbie and Ricky.
Debbie and Ricky.
And
We
Ricky.
said it together. Yay! Ricky. Remember, when I think of Ricky, I think of I Love Lucy. Ricky.
Where is Ricky?
Where's
Oh,
that little cutie pie?
He's
can
sleeping.
you bring him in here real quick? Hold
Yeah,
on.
we're sleeping,
We're gonna
Ricky.
bring Ricky in here.
Okay, good. He's
I
got
want
to be a
everyone-
part of this show.
You
Yeah,
want to
Everyone to
see?
see Ricky.
he's so
Ricky was rescued, and
Yes.
I tell you what, I highly recommend rescuing senior dogs. There's so
Yeah.
many out there that need love.
They really
And-
do. Yeah.
And when you see this little guy, there you go.
Look at him.
Baby.
Ricky.
There he is. Say
Hello,
hi,
look
Ricky.
at your faces. Hi, baby.
How could you not fall in love with him?
Look at this. Look at him.
Ricky,
He's like,
Ricky.
he knows he's not. He knows he's a star.
You can tell he's
Hi,
looking at
Debbie.
the camera. Look how cute. Hi, baby.
He
David,
looks like a puppy. He looks
Huh?
like a puppy.
watch this. Hi, Ricky. Mwah. He's looking
He's
right.
looking, he's looking
Where's that
straight
voice?
on.
Hello, baby.
Thank you for sharing him with us, David.
Aw. Bye-bye, Ricky. And on that note, let's all say to each everybody, keep your
horizons bright.
Keep them bright. That's
Never lose
right.
your faith.
And thank you guys for having me on.
We're
Thank
so
you
happy
for
you
being on,
joined us.
David. Mwah. I love you very much.
Love
Thank
you
you,
We're only
David.
2 years apart, David and I. So we've been through a lot together in life growing up, between creating our bands and everything. It's just wonderful that we're still together. And
Yes.
thank you, God. Amen. So, Jim,
Amen.
I love you. Happy
Love you.
birthday, Jim.
Thank you.
Yes, happy birthday.
You're,
Jen.
Thank you,
you're my
David.
brother from another
Yes.
mother. You're my soul brother. I adore
Yeah.
you. I just can't say enough about you. We wish you a happy birthday this
I
coming
feel the same
Tuesday.
about all of you. Thank you.
God bless you and Ann and the
Okay.
whole family. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Everybody
Until
watching
next
today,
time,
we love
everybody.
you all.
Love
God
you.
bless
Keep your
you all.
horizons bright. Ciao for now.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I bent down because he was looking at me this way. He looked